All right, we're back, and now we're working on the center roof. There's still a few things I got to do on these side roofs. I got to build a little ladder for the overhang on the front and the back, but I don't have the boards currently to do that, so we're up on the center roof there. If you can see, I got a little thing built, and that's going to hold my ridge board. Let's go up there and take a look at that. No, it's not a piece of artwork. It's my setup for installing the ridge board. All right, basically what I got going here is I got a brace set up right there, you know, obviously. And I got another brace to keep it at the exact same height. So basically all them are is some 2x4s with some, holy smokes, the floor is popping and creaking. But 2x4s with screws in it on the side to hold it, and I put a little 1/4 inch spacer on each side so the ridge board will have, well, I suppose a 1/2 inch of play, you know, 1/4 inch on each side of it. But I wanted a little bit of play in there just so I could get it in there easily working by myself and pull it around a little bit. All right, now so for this one, you might be wondering what this board here is for. Now I put that on there to make sure the wall is the same distance apart on top here as it is in front. And it was actually like a 1/4 inch pushed out, so I pulled it in and screwed that board on, and then the board served the second function. It was able to hold this support perfectly centered. So I feel like that worked out pretty good. Now granted, I've never installed a roof like this before, so I'm winging it. I've watched a few videos and now I think I'm an expert. Not. But I'm not lying about not ever doing this before. This one, I decided to try something different from what I did on the sides over here. On the sides, I toenailed all the boards in. Here, I bought some brackets at the Home Depot. Here's the brackets for installing rafters. And then I bought screws that they recommended to use. I thought this would be easier, and anything that makes my life easier, heck, I'll give it a shot. The only issue I had, and it happened twice so far, is on when you're installing the second bracket. Where is one? I had the head of the screw break off twice. And the reason I believe it broke off is as I was screwing it in, I think it's hitting the screw here that's screwed in, and then it's like trying to go around it, and it shears it off, because it happened in the exact same spot on the back side both times. So that's my theory. But basically all I'm going to do is drill another hole and wrap another screw in there. And then even with these on, I'm still probably going to toenail a little bit on the bottom. But here, I'll show you how I install these. All right, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just put her on, my 16 on center here. And it's kind of cool, these screws came with the bit that you use to install them. Alright, now when it comes to installing the second one, it's actually pretty cool design, because you just shove it in there and slide it all the way over to the side, and then it lines it up perfect. Whoa, danger. So now, after I broke those two, I've been putting them in at a little bit of an angle, and then I had no more problems. And there we go. that's how I put them on. Time will tell if these were a good decision or not. I think they're a little sturdier than toenailing, but that's because I'm not really the greatest at toenailing. There's definitely an art to it, and I'm still learning it. But now we'll get this ridge board up on them brackets. Lucky us, it's time to do some rafters again. Now first, what you got to do, you got to dip your rafter in some mud just to keep it interesting. And then you hold your rafter up lengthwise and you look down it and you find the top or whichever side has a crown and you put an X on it. Okay, so then that, you know, that side goes up. Okay, so if that side's going up, my roof, I originally intended it to be a 6/12 pitch, but somewhere along the line I screwed up on making my bracing that I set the ridge board on. So my roof is a 5/12. You're gonna get that every now and then. So basically, to get my angle for the first cut that's gonna sit up against the ridge board, I'll take my square, and it probably shows better if I go like this. All right, now all my angles and everything I looked up. There's multiple online calculators. You just go online, you type in ridge board or rafter calculator, and like 5 or 6 of them pop up, and it gives you the measurements, angles, everything you ever want to know. So I still like using this just because it's easy. You put it on there, all right, and you go to the common section, and because I'm doing the 5/12, yeah, you pivot this thing until the 5 is lined up, and then you can draw a line. That's your angle. All right, but that's also, if you look on the degree section, it's like 22 degrees or 22.5 degrees, something like that. So basically, I haven't even been drawing the lines. I just set my miter saw to the 22.5 degrees and just been going and cutting all the ends off. Now when it comes to the bird mouth, basically I use their online calculator, and then you measure from the top of your angle cut that you made over there, and it'll give you a number. All right, say this number is 22, so tick 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 22 right there exactly. Wow, can you imagine that? All right, now you take your square again and you take it up to the 5 and you draw your line. All right, so now for your seat, because our top plate is 3.5 inches, so basically you got this line here drawn. You're going to take your square and you take the 3.5 and you're going to keep this edge on your line, and you go like this, and then you cut that part out. So simple, even a Larry can do it. All right, I got a ton of these to cut out. It's been raining non-stop. Everything's mud and muck. I'm slipping and sliding, but we're gonna get this roof on here, come heck or high water. All right, time to get cutting. All right, I'll show you me putting a rafter up. Now it's a little close to the end, so my ladder configuration is a little screwy, but basically I take the rafter, and I got kind of a bum shoulder, so it's easier for me to set that side up on there and then walk up the ladder with it. All right. Then, well, this one I'm just gonna set here for now. Whoa! Almost lost my helmet, man, my head protector. Now I take a screw and I start a screw on this side. And the reason I do that is it's helping me pull the rafter tighter to this ridge board. I almost said beam, but it's not a beam, it's a board. Alright, now these things, I really liked them when I bought them. Now I'm not so sure because nothing holds this bracket part to the ridge board. So you could literally pry this whole piece off. So each rafter I'm putting up, I'm toenailing at least twice on the bottom. And I have a screw going in from the back sucking it tight. Alright, now I have that screw started. Got my ladder in kind of an awkward spot here. But I basically just set the board in there. Pull her tight with that screw. Then I swap my bit out. And these are the Simpson screws that are designed for this bracket. Well, I'm sure they fit a million different brackets, but they're the ones this bracket specifies. And now you just stick 4 in. Now the box of the screws from Simpson comes with the driver, a little 1/4-inch driver, but I still recommend buying one that has a magnet in it, so it just makes life easier. Alright, now I'll put that to the 16 on center mark on that side, and I've been shooting 3 nails on each side of the board, toenailing it to the top plate. Get her done, eh? Alright, it's time to install the overhang. First thing I'm going to do is put a brace up here so I don't drop the darn thing. Alright, doesn't have to be perfect, just has to hold her. Alright, 1 screw, 2 screw. Alright, now the way I'm doing it, you want to put the screws so they're not going to be under the board on your overhang so you can get the thing off, eh? Alright, that ought to hold her. Extra screws. Alright, now I'll show you how I'm squaring off the ends of these rafters. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, but it's the way I'm doing it. I haven't let it not being the proper way stop me yet, so here we go. Basically, I want 24-inch rafters, so I'm measuring 24 inches out from the wall. I drew a line, then I took my level, and I put my level against it and made a perfectly straight line going up to the top. All right, then I put a screw in it, and I did this on both ends of the roof. And then I tied a string around each screw, and I stretched it tight all the way across. And then I went through with my level and just let my level just barely touch this, and drew a line down each and every rafter. Now I'm going to go through and cut them off with a circular saw. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to have to make another line, because I'm going to measure down 3.5, and then I'm going to cut them off horizontally like this. So, and when I do that, basically I'm going to measure down 3.5 on each end rafter, put in another screw, and stretch a string. Although this time I'll be able to actually snap the chalk line. The reason I couldn't snap the chalk line on these is because with a 24-inch overhang, I wasn't getting a good snap on each and every rafter. So I just found it easier for me to use the level to draw the line. But on the front, they'll all be level unless I screwed up somewhere along the way. And my chalk line should snap perfect on that. And then I'll just be able to use my square, run it down to the chalk line, and then draw a line straight across. Simple as that, and then cut it off. But I'll get cutting. That's enough yakking about it. Just see if this works. All right, for the roofing material, I'm using 1/2-inch plywood on the top. I'm putting 2 3/8 inch nails about every foot. There's nothing too much exciting. It's basically drag the plywood over, nail it on. I'll show you me putting one sheet up, and then we'll just move on to the next part of the video, because trust me, this is not exciting. All right, there's the barn in its current state. I got a problem. I've run out of boards to attach to it. Well, not really, but I will if I don't quick get some more. So I'm gonna go to the store here, which is behind me. I got a couple of these pine wood lots, and thank you to the person that thought of this 30 years ago, or however long ago it was. I really appreciate it, you know. But right now the trees, they're so close together, they're not going to reach their potential. So what's best for the trees is for me to thin them out, and I was going to take every other row. And fortunately I need the lumber right now, so I just started on this project. As you can see, I've only got part of a row done here, and I'm actually going to steal that tree even though he ain't in the row, but it's purty. I want that one. So I'll get set up here and I'll show you me cutting a tree down here. Now, this is not a tutorial on cutting a tree down. I am far from an expert. In fact, you could probably use a video of me cutting a tree down as what not to do video maybe. But regardless, I'll show you how I do her. All right, so here we go. First thing, you got to have all your safety gear. I'm not wearing my chaps today because I figure with camouflage pants, there's no way the saw can see my legs, so how can it cut them, right? And then you got to have your safety glasses, because you never know when something's going to hit you on the forehead. No, actually, got to wear the safety glasses when you're cutting trees, man. Wood chips in the eye, no good. Ooh, little choke. We made a foobar. A foobar is no good. I know exactly what I did wrong though. First off, I'm filming, so of course it wasn't going to go right. But I had too much cut on my back cut on the left side, and it let it pull it over to the right. Well, now I got to go get my winch. So I'll be back. All right, now that I screwed up, I got a rope just wrapped around that tree there, and it's attached to a little winch. So the plan is, hopefully I can roll that bad boy off of that tree. Yeah, can't be perfect all the time. I'm gonna stick you guys pretty close to the line of fire here, so I hope you're feeling froggy. Oh no, it went worse. It got uglier. All right, here's my latest idea here to get this tree out of here. Well, I say latest, but my next idea, since I failed with the winch. Now remember, you know, I have no skills. There's no training for this stuff, man. You learn as you go, and hopefully you survive, you know. And just trying to build a homestead here. But anyhow, basically, I'm gonna yank on the bottom of that tree with a chain on that four-wheeler, and maybe I can get it to slide down in between those two trees, because if it was a tree I didn't want, I would just start cutting and dropping it in little sections, let it keep walking it down. But I want the boards out of this log, so I feel pretty secure because there's enough trees that the thing, I think it can kick back, but I don't think it could kick off to the side and get me. But we'll see. It'll all be on video. So yeah, don't do this at home. All right, now that I broke all the branches off that tree, I'm going to cut that one down too. Ha! Are you kidding me, brother? Brother, come on, man. Wow. The camera, I think, is bad luck. Either that or my skills just completely went away in the span of a day. This one will roll off with the winch. I'll get the winch on it. So should this be on an episode of Idiots with Chainsaws? You can roll out of there. There she goes. Woo! Wow. That was like the roughest cutting of 2 trees I think I've ever had in my entire life, man. Woo! Gonna have to, I might actually have to start wearing safety gear if it's gonna go like this. But, 2 down, I'll get them stumps cut lower. And I'll get these cut into logs. And we'll make some more boards out of these. Alright. Here's the little board cutter I got here. It's a Woodland Mills. I'm still getting familiar with it. I've maybe cut 10 trees up with it. So I'm not really going to go too much into the operation. I'll just have a little video of me using it so you can see where I'm getting my boards. Oh, there you are. I figured what better way to dry this fresh cut wood than to nail it on the roof and let it dry up here. Basically, my method of attack is I look at the rings on the board and they always try and straighten out, is the way I remember it. So I put it so if it cups, the middle of the cup will be up on top of the board so water doesn't pool inside there. Granted, this is all going to be covered with roofing metal, but I'm still doing it that way. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I'm using 2 3/8 inch nails. They're 1-inch boards. And I'm putting 1 nail in on each rafter. And I'm just staggering my seams and going about my business. I didn't even take time for these to cut straight edges on them. I'm just leaving the live edge and going with it. So I'd love to sit and talk about it, but I gotta keep nailing. I gotta get her done. I'm sure there's safer ways to do this, but what fun would that be? All right, So I get her even on the end. Nail. Oh, forgot to put the safety glasses on again. Jeez, man. All right. I'll get the rest of these on because I need these to stand on so I can cut the rafter tails on the main roof, because so I can finish putting the plywood on the roof. All right. I'll get to work, and then I'll see you again when we're on the next step. Well, here we are. The holiday weekend's done, and I got to go back to work. So I got to wrap this video up. I just wanted to show you the boards that, you know, fresh cut, that are nailed on there. One nail each to be a support for the metal roofing. The upper roof, things of note on that is it took twice as long as I anticipated. I didn't think that would be that bad, but cutting the angles and on the ends of the rafters and then wrestling that plywood up by myself, that was kind of a bear. I ain't gonna lie, that tuckered me out. And I got a bum shoulder, so it really tuckered me out. I started putting boards on the back. Here, I'll take you up there and show you. You gotta excuse the mess. I hate to leave it so darn messy, but I just run out of time. Oh, on the way up there, here's a pile of boards I cut this morning. So if you're thinking of getting a sawmill, I went in the woods this morning, cut these trees down, took them over to the sawmill. I didn't get up till like 8:30. It's like 3:30 now. So I cut the trees down, got the logs over to the sawmill, cut them, and I have this stack here, and I took a couple breaks in between. So probably a morning's work right there. All right, let's get up here. I'll show you one of the other things I finished. Well, I didn't finish, but I started working on, but I didn't get no video of. All right, boards. So I started putting boards on the back wall. You see the numbers? I just wrote them on. So as I go down on that side, it makes it easier to finish off the rows, you know? So that'll be the next step now, is cutting a bunch of boards and nailing them up. Other things to say about the roof. I wasn't originally planning for those collar ties, but at the end of the day, I had to. Just looking at it, I did. And if I could do it again, you see all them nails I missed when I was putting up the plywood? I came down, don't worry, seen it where I missed, and then I went back up and I re-nailed. But I almost wish I would have snapped some chalk lines so I didn't have all those misses. But such is life. Kind of a disaster area. Here's my ladder rigging so I can get on the main roof. Hopefully next weekend I might be able to get some metal for the roof. Yeah, that's pretty sketchy looking. Feels pretty sketchy too, but only the other guy falls off his ladder, so I should be good. But I think that live edge looks pretty decent out there. It'll look pretty decent from underneath. I don't think that'll bother me. But all right, I guess there's nothing else for me to babble on about, so I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.